Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, I can't wait to see you too. Yeah, I love you too. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I love you too. Okay. Bye-bye. Man, I love my dad so much. Can't wait to see him. Anyway, we're going to be doing these questions together for the assignment. Who do you think I was talking to? So, here we go. Question number one. It's right here. You guys can see the screen. I don't want to use black. I want to use blue. It's my favorite color. Find the area of the polygon. So, the questions are going to get progressively more difficult, but they're not going to be too bad, okay? Not as bad as the assignment that I didn't give you yesterday. That was bonus if you wanted to do it. Here we go. So let's take this shape. I hope you can see it. If not, let me make it bigger. So you have two shapes. You have a triangle right here that has a height of 7. That's the height. So let me go dotted. Just, oh, you've got to be kidding me. Dotted? What if I talk like this for the rest of the assignment? And I sing a song that made it hard for me to hear. Oh, you guys are going to ask me about that, aren't you? Please don't, especially you, Gianna. Now, the length of the base. I just want to talk like this for the rest of the day. And it's going to be weird, and that's okay because, hey! Okay, I'll stop. But I don't promise that I will. So, we have a triangle. We have a... We have a... I'm such a dork. All right, so, height of 10. What do you think I do about by myself all day? I just sing to myself. So, two shapes, triangle at the top, rectangle on the bottom. Find the area of both. Take 22 times 10, and you multiply those two numbers, and you're going to get the area for the rectangle. Now, for the triangle, I would suggest you first. I would suggest that you cut the triangle in half. But I would actually, before you multiply, you can multiply and then cut it in half. 22 times 7, cut that answer in half. Or take 22, cut it in half. Now just take 11 times 7. Do 11 times 7, you're going to get that area. Add those two numbers together. And then make sure you choose feet squared since you're dealing with the area. And you're going to have your answer. You are welcome. I want you doing the multiplication on your own. And for those of you who are watching but not listening, man, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it's better if you don't hear me sing. Next. Let me move this recording over here. I'm going to switch to blue, 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 blue. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Find the area of the polygon. Oh, see, it's going to do this too. Who designs this crap? I'm going to have to draw this again, and that's okay. That sucks, so I'm sorry about that. So what does it look like? Okay, it looks like that. Yeah, it's just bogus that it's like that. You know what? I bet you if I did this here. Okay, that's much better. So now I don't have to do that. I had the screen zoomed in to make the numbers bigger. Okay, so this is simple. All of my classes did this yesterday. Let's cut this into two rectangles. Let's put a thing right here. Question number one. The big rectangle right here, what are the two numbers that you multiply to get the area? And it's going to be 18 and 30. Multiply those two, and you will get the area for that rectangle. Now let's go to the smaller triangle. I'm so sorry. Smaller rectangle. You know the height is 6. It's obvious. The height is 6. So let me take that shape and put it over here, okay? The height of the small one is 6. What is the length? Is it 60? Okay, this is not as easy as yesterday, because yesterday they would have told us that number up where the question mark is. And that's fine. We can still figure it out. We know this all the way across is 60. Is that the exact same distance as the green line? Well, definitely not. But you know what? You know this plus this adds up to be 60, because that's 18 at the top. So let me put an X here, and you know when you add those two combined are going to equal that length, which is 60. So I'm going to do that for you. You don't have to worry about it, because I don't want to make it too hard. So we're going to do the opposite of minus 18. We're going to solve for x. It's a one-step equation. Get rid of the twins. X is going to equal 42, okay? So that's the number that they would have given us yesterday for the assignment. This is 42. So this rectangle right here, the length is 42 across, the height is 6. You're going to multiply these two numbers together to get that area. And then don't forget to, once you get both areas, add these numbers together. And then you're done after you add those two numbers together, okay? And then it's going to be meters to the second power, or meters squared. Hope that was helpful. All right, this one's not too dissimilar, which means it's pretty similar. Two rectangles. Let me do one here. That's 15 across. That's 4. Well, that's easy. Multiply those two, and you get your area for that. Now let's talk about the other shape, which is a little bit more challenging. Why is this more challenging? Even though you know the height is 11. Let me put it over here. You know that height is 11, but what is the length of the base? Well, this whole thing is 15. Is that the exact same distance as that? From here to here? The answer is no. But how can you use that to help you? Well, you know this is 5, and there's an arrow pointing to both. So not only is that length 5, that length is 5. So all three, let me switch to the red. You know that all three of these will add up to be 15. And you know this is 5. I'm sorry, it's going to be easier if I switch and keep the colors the same. So 5 and x. So 5 plus x plus 5 equals 15. So let's go ahead. 5 plus 5 is 10. You know that. So 10 plus x equals 15. X has to be 5. It has to be. So now that you know that, multiply these two numbers together, you're going to get that area. Add that area to the area for that shape, combine them, and you're done. That's what I would suggest you do for this one. Number 4. Okay, good. We can see both. We can see the whole thing. That's what we want. That's 40. Okay. So let's look at this. I'm gonna break this into 3 shapes. Okay. I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna go there. So I have a big rectangle and 2 smaller rectangles, and the lengths of the smaller rectangles are going to be exactly the same. They're going to be 20 across. And this is 20 across. But the heights are going to be just a little bit different. So you're going to multiply the 20 and the 6 to get that area. You're going to multiply the 20 and the 5 to get that area. And you're going to take the question mark of that area plus the question mark, the area of the other rectangle. And then you have one more rectangle to find. And the good news is, you know that the height is 30 because it says it right here. And it's from this corner all the way to this corner. The question is, what's the length of the base? Okay? So, here's how you would think this through. And some of you might already get the hang of this. You know from here all the way across, that's a distance of 40. You also know from here all the way across, that's a distance of 20. So if these two lines, this one's 40 and this one's 20, well then what does this have to be, that part that's left over right here, that part, what does that have to be so that when you add, they both add up to combine to equal 40? Well, it has to be 20. So there you go. So multiply these two numbers together. That's going to give you that area. And then take that question mark and add it to the other 2 areas. Take all 3 and you get the total combined area. You get a couple of shots at that, okay? So if you miss it the first time, just go back and rewatch the video and pay attention to what I'm saying and make sure you're doing this right, okay? And you can watch me, pause and rewind me as many times as you need to, this video I should say, to help you. We're halfway done. You're doing great-ish. Okay, this one's not too challenging. I'm going to have to go a little bit skinnier with my pen. Yeah, I'm going to go a little bit skinnier. I'm going to go red as well. Okay, so just find the area. Well, that's not too bad. The only thing is they don't give you the length of any of the sides. You just have to find it by counting, which is not bad at all. Class, what's the height of that triangle? 2. What's that length? That's 4. So you have a triangle height of 4, length of, I'm so sorry, height of 2, length of 4, and then you have a rectangle right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 tall, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4 across. So, find the area of that rectangle, find the area of that triangle, add them together, and you're done. And I will say this. If you get it wrong first, if you do it and you think it's easy and you miss it, ask yourself, when you find the area of this triangle, do you take just 4 times 2 and that's it? Or do you take 4 times 2 and then take half of that? Or the other way that we did it is take half of one of those numbers and then multiply. Okay? So make sure you're doing the area of the triangle right if you miss it the first time, because you might be doing the area of the triangle wrong. Okay? Hope that helps. Find the area of the polygon. Okay, this is another question, almost exactly the same. I'm going to blow it up just a little bit so you guys can see it better. So, for this one, let me go red. I think it's going to be a better shape to use, a better color to use. I'm going to break this one into 3 shapes. So, this is my first shape. And then this is my second shape. And the rectangle in the middle is going to be my third shape. The rectangle in the middle, it's just a matter of counting, okay? That's 4 boxes across and 2 boxes as a height. So, boom, 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 boom. Find the area of that and write it down. As for the triangles, the height is 4. The base is 4. So, you have 2 triangles with a height of 4 and a base of 4. So remember how to find the area of a triangle, and you're going to have 2 of these. So find the area, because these are exactly the same shape, those 2 triangles. So find the area of one triangle, add it to the area of the other triangle, add it to that question mark right there, and then you're done when you add the areas of all 3 shapes. And if you miss it, then it's just because you forgot how to find the area of a triangle. And if you forgot how to find the area of a triangle, here's a hint. 6, 3. You're going to write those 2 numbers, and then take half of one times the other, or go ahead and take those 2 numbers, multiply, and then cut that number in half. And it's going to be the same thing. And some of you are going to think 9 is the answer to this question because you're not listening to me. You're just watching instead of listening. And you're going to put the answer as 9. And you say, why is it wrong? He said 9. That's how you find the area of a triangle. Base times height divided by 2, or take half of one of the base or the height and then multiply. Next. Oh, the city engineer plans to insert a storm drain with a public garden space. The green garden space will be filled with rock and plants that will help to purify the water. What's the area of the green space that will be filled with the plants and the rocks? Let me read this again one more time. A storm drain within a public garden space. Okay, so they want to know the area of the green, not the white in the middle, just the green. So this might seem confusing, but it's actually kind of simple to solve. Okay, so first you're going to find the area of this square. How do you find the area of a square? Base times height, 13 times 13. So you're going to take 13 times 13, and that is going to give you the area of the first square. Okay? Next, you're going to find the area of the section in the middle that's not included in the total, which is 5 by 4. So you're going to take 5 times 4, and that's going to give you the area of the space in the middle. Okay? So, once you find that area, you take this number right here, and you subtract it from this area in the middle, and the number that you have after you subtract that answer, that number, that's the total space that is remaining. Which should make sense, because if you find the area of this, and you subtract it from the area of this, then what you're going to have left over is everything that you see in green except for the black. That would make sense. And in case that's confusing, let me show you the quick example, okay? In case that's confusing, here's another example. Let's say this is 3, this is 3, this is 7, this is 8. So the area of the whole thing is 56, and that's all of this, right? But what if I wanted to take out this section? How much is left? What space is left? Well, the blue section, 3 by 3, that's 9. And if I subtract, I get 47, which means if I subtract the blue, and I edit that out, I should be able to erase. Then that little spot that's left, all of this that you now see, that's 47 square units. Because I took the whole 56 and I subtracted out the 9 that was right here in the middle. That's what's left over. So take out the red, and boom, I have 47 left. That's what you're doing. Now let me go back so we can do the last couple. Or the last one, I should say. Oh yeah, this one's a doozy. So it doesn't start out too complicated. You just need to find which one has the coordinates in the right spot, okay? Which coordinate, which one of these polygons has all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coordinates in the right locations? For example, the first point, -4, comma 8. That's -4 right here. And that's up to 8. That's right there. So for me, I know this is not one of the answers, and yours might be different. This could be the answer because that's in the right spot right here. But I know this is not the answer because this is not right. So you need to, and I know you guys know how to do coordinate plane, you need to find which one of these answers has all 6 spots in the right location. For me, I think is it D? -4, -7? Yeah, I'm going to guess and say I think it's that without doing every single number. Okay, so I was right. Now, the second part, this is going to be tough for some of you. Which expression can be used to find the area of the same polygon? So let me look at my answer. Now, this is going to be really tough to explain in simple terms, but I'm going to do my best, okay? Because I don't really like the question. I wish the question was, what is the area, instead of what expression would you use to find the area. So I would cut this up into a rectangle right here, into a rectangle right here, and into, what is that shape right there? That shape right there is a triangle. Now watch where I'm going with this, okay? For that triangle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 down, 3 across. So this is the measurements of the triangle, 8 by 3. And how do you find the area of a triangle? You take base times height, and then you cut it in half. So which one of these answers has half of 8 times 3? And only one answer does. Look at the very end of each answer. Only one of them is going to have half of 8 times 3. Now, I'll be honest. It's 3 times 8 in the answers. 3 times this is the exact same thing as this. There's no difference, okay? Because 3 times 8 is the same thing as 8 times 3. So I see my answer, and you should see the correct answer as well. And I'm not even worrying about this stuff. I'm not even going to look at that stuff. No big deal. So that's what I would do. And for me, the answer is B. Alright, hope that video was helpful. I think it's less than 20 minutes, just under 20 minutes. A few seconds of that was me singing. But I'm sure it was worth the price of admission. $0. Hope you guys have a good weekend and that you finish the assignment without having homework.